Today is Monday, which means it's Market Monday. Alright, let's check out that quickly news recap because some stuff has happened. First of all, we had Calling Birmingham happen. It just finished. We saw Guardians do very well there. Very Bravo heavy in that top 8 with 3 of them. We also saw some Katus, an Azalea, an Icelander, and even an Azuri. Icelander won the event. Bravo got second, which is still great for our Guardian. Skirmish season just happened. We still have a couple more weeks of it, but this was the first week. Other than that though, let's just get straight into it. Run E Blade. Blade Runner. Nope, Rune Blade today. What do we got cooking? Widespread Ruin. This one up 68.33%. That's a pretty good jump. That means something's moving. This is a newer card from Dusk. What does that mean? That means this card probably found the bottom of where it's gonna lie, and now people are in demand of this card, so it's gonna be going up, and probably will be going further down from that one point. This card was $2.40, now it's up to $4.04, not found. It's actually found on the marketplace. Widespread Ruin, Widespread Destruction, pretty similar names, pretty awesome card. 32.11%, about half of that 68. Still really good though, that's still over a quarter of its price. This one from $3.11 up to $4.13. We have seen some Rogue Vincent decks do alright at tournaments. No big finishes yet, but you never know. I'm just still out here dreaming. Illusionist, thinking in the clouds, I don't know. Illusionist are up, I think you tell it's a different color, it's red. Why would I be writing the words with red? One simple answer. My other marker, the black one, yeah, it doesn't work anymore. Cap got left off. I must have got 2 unhinged last week and threw it somewhere and forgot to put it away. Shivers of Silver. We're dreaming, we're seeing that silver is coming in glorious. The art of this card though, definitely is beautiful. But this one up 42.7%, almost half of its price, from $363 all the way up to $518. So around a $5 card, 15 bucks to replace that. Still costs a little bit of money, but still affordable. Figment of Protection, Fig of Protection, Fig Protection. These cards, the Figments, that's a lot of words, that's a lot of spelling. I don't want to take up my whole board because we got a lot of stuff going on in the Illusionist category. So it says Fig means Figment, Protection means Protection. This went up 37.8% from $455 all the way to $627. What do we see going on here? Yet again, another Dusk Till Dawn card that's brand new to this whole world. Kind of like the Widespread Ruins we just talked about. It finally hit the bottom. People finally found the floor price of this card where it's going to drift the lowest because this is a very strong card. People like $450, yeah, it's a good price point. Go start picking up their copies. Anything under $5, like not too shabby. Now we see moving up just a little because the people that wanted to wait to buy their copies until the prices drop to a reasonable lower price, that time has come. A lot of these cards are hitting around that floor and now people are starting to pick them up because they think it's affordable now or they think the cards are going to go up because they're powerful. We have yet to see a Prism do very well in TC. I'm hopeful. I love Prism. We have seen a little bit of success in Prism and Blitz, so we might be seeing some cards move from that. Figment of Rebirth, probably the prettiest art in the entire Dusk Till Dawn set, in my opinion. Even both sides are awesome. You got that little onion head, and then you got that sweet angel. This was actually the playmat for Calling Birmingham. Went up 24.79% from $476 up to $594. We also need to talk about the Marvel copies of these angels as well as Figment of Triumph. These cards are maintained around that $113 up to $130 price range. But what's going on with them is there's a low supply on TCG Player right now, which could mean someone's buying these cards up because they think it's a good deal, or because players want these cards and they're picking them up and they think they're the better of the angels, so it's their first priority. There could be more copies at other online sellers, but just looking at TCG Player data, what could happen if there's so little on TCG Player, and then that price might go up, because you'll get sellers who are like, wow, there's 1, 2 left on the market, there's none on the market, then they're like, I can set the price for this card at a super high rate, especially because it's a chase card, a Marvel. And so then we could see the price jump up extremely. That was just a heads up that there's a smaller quantity of these on the market. It might not mean anything. It might mean that maybe there's a small quantity today, maybe tomorrow it gets replenished by more sellers, maybe boxes are still being opened and be putting into the market. So these prices will eventually normalize if they do shoot up, because we're still so in the beginning of Dusk Till Dawn. More product will be open, more of these will hit the market. But these might be the angels to look out for. These might be the top contenders, the most expensive, the most sought after. I don't know about you, but if you ever wanted to hug a Flesh and Blood character, Guardians have always been the one I wanted to hug. They give you that big old bear hug, squeeze you in, make you feel real close, and like, you're about to suffocate, but it's that good kind of suffocate, like, yeah, they love me. That's Guardians. I am starstruck that these cards are moving up so much. Well, do you wonder why? Calling Birmingham. He had so many Bravo Guardian players do well, and so the new Bravo specialization that just came out of Dusk probably hit around the near floor marker. People saw that these decks were doing good. Like, hey, I better pick up my copies because they're getting cheaper and this deck is getting better. And so they were at 329, now to 438. That's a 33.1% increase. As we know, Guardians like to go big, and this is one of their big cards. I also just love playing Guardian cards because you get to swing in with the biggest attacks, feel great, pummel it, and then just live life to the fullest extent. That's a Guardian for you. My man right up there. Can we pan? Can we get a closer angle? That's the boy. Those are Guardians for you. Ooh, they're back, baby. You know, Bruce. They're not messing around. This week they're not messing around, but they're not messing around. Not the biggest game this week for the Brutes. Only 17 and 17% of the highest percentage uptick. That was Beast Within. Went from 629 up to 737. Still moving. I added to the list because they're still moving from the last 2 weeks. We keep seeing them trickle up. People are still excited about Levia. People still love Reinhardt. We now have the Blitz season coming up, and we know Reinhardt is one of the funnest decks to play Blitz. You know, at this point, I'm thinking about just buying a baseball bat, and I'm gonna cover it in Swing Big. You know, kind of tape it all around the edges, and then every time this card goes up, I just go boom! Swinging big with the Swing Big. Because it's still moving. 21.72 up to 24.66. That's our 13.54% increase. Yet again, not the biggest we've seen a Brute in the last few weeks. They had some pretty big jumps, but it's consistent growth. They are still moving. They're still making a presence in the meta, in the format, and just in everybody's wallet because they keep going up. This is one of those more like an honorable mention. We're looking at this list of things going down. You know, I could write on the board, but it wasn't that big of a decrease. But a decrease is still a decrease, correct? We have 3 of a kind Remorseless as well as Battering Bolt, producing more than 10% decrease in price. That's just from Food for Thought. We now need to talk about Icelander. Icelander did just win calling Birmingham. It is on a tear throughout this new Dusk Till Dawn meta. This deck is really proving itself. So that's what I'm talking about. The Icelander actual cards. Icelander Stormbind, the Rainbow Foil, as well as Cold Foil. The most recent Icelander sold on TCG Player was a little while ago, but that thing did sell for $600. We don't know where this price is gonna go. I've seen some on Facebook sell between that $600 to $800 range, but that was a while ago when these were selling. And this deck is still doing great, it is still dominating. So I can imagine there'll be still a demand for your Cold Foil Icelander. Currently, the cheapest one on TCG Player is at an astounding $1,500. Where is this card gonna go? Currently, I really don't know. This was that Roach National presence from a while back. Icelander is still hot, it's still cruising. So we thought those Battle Hardens brought hype to it. It's gonna bring more hype with Birmingham as well as the national season coming. So people are gonna want to represent their Cold Foil here at their national tournament. So I would say you be very cautious while you're looking at Cold Foil Icelanders. Most recently one sold on TCG Player was for $225 for a Rainbow Foil. And that's pretty expensive. Currently, there's some on the market for around that $225 mark as well. A few of them, not a lot, just a couple. Not a whole lot of these on the market. If I remember right, Rainbow Foil Icelander came from the Uprising World premiere event, so there's a very limited supply of those. In this week's market, we saw a lot of cards start to hit the bottom of where their price points are going to be currently, and now they're making their way up. As well, people are getting excited for Skirmish season because they might have one this upcoming weekend, and they want to make sure they have the new cards available to play the new heroes that they love and are excited for. But calling Birmingham will have more effect, I would imagine, in this next week or two. When we get closer to national season, people are trying to finalize their deck. They're trying to see where they're gonna lie, and they're gonna use that meta as some reference points for their upcoming national. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to be here with me every single Monday, having fun, drawing on things, hit subscribe, hit that notification bell, so you can always be aware when things go down and I kind of ramble on about it. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.